What's up, guys? Today we're talking about everyone's favorite topic, the AGA ratings system. And recently, the AGA ratings had a whole new revamp, and this is very, very different, very, very new. I can tell they did a lot of work on this. This looks great. All the filters are here. You can filter by names, filter by your chapter's state. If you're interested in the strongest youth, strongest adult, that kind of thing, status, active, expired. Currently, I searched for the top 250 players with recent activity of 1 year. So this means players who played in the US in the last 1 year. These are all professional players. This is me. This is a visiting player. This is Doheb. This is Jeremy. This is a lot of players that you guys have probably heard of if you guys are in the North America. And anyways, good ratings system. And here we have to discuss why is the AGA ratings very, very popular nowadays. And this is the AGA Discord channel. This is Discord channel, search for American Go Association. And guess what everyone is talking about in the general discussions? AGA ratings. So where we were just at was the new AGA ratings display. Good. This is Gurujit, by the way, our AGA president. Impressive, everything. And then pretty soon, whenever we start talking about ratings, people start to talk about the problems with the ratings. One of the biggest problems with the ratings is that everyone's rating is too low. And here we have everyone, and everyone's rating when they win goes up too little. Already we're talking about sigma, which is going to be a very, very important topic coming up. All right, here is the quick take on the American Go Association ratings. The rating system works pretty well. And we're going to look at some of the AGA ratings theory behind it. And here is the gist of everything. Here's the final say. The AGA rating system is very good, and it's very, very good at what it does. The problem is the AGA rating system is too good at what it does. And there's a very, very simple fix, which we will get to. So here, what does the AGA ratings system do? Made a very long video about this earlier, but basically the AGA ratings system exists so that the AGA assigns you a level of play. It assigns you a rank and a rating. And the rating, the stronger the rating, the better and stronger the player is the point. And so why is the AGA rating system very good at what it does, which is assign everyone a rating based on how strong they are? It's very good at what it does because generally speaking, the higher ranked players are stronger than the lower ranked players, and so that's pretty good. Now, why is it too good at figuring out everyone's rating? And here is it. The ratings system is based on a probability of victory calculation. You are 50-50 against an opponent. If you guys have the same rating, if you have a 1 dan or 1 Q above the opponent, I think you have like an 80% chance or 70% chance of winning, which all makes sense. And the further away the rating, the more, the less likely it is for one to win. And here you guys can check out the mathematical description of the ratings system, including all of the good calculations. Probability of white wins is this. Probability implementation, summation log, p something something. We get to the real equations, partial log, differential, partial probability something. I majored in something like this in college, and unfortunately I can't tell you guys anything more other than that. What I can tell you though is this. The AGA ratings basically you have a ratings parameter, and also you have a sigma associated with it. Basically what happens is the AGA here we clicked on one of the players. This is Justin here. Justin has an AGA rating right now. This current rating is based on this number of wins, this number of losses. As you guys can see, this is a large number, and so correspondingly his sigma is very, very low. That is the primary complaint of most players have about the AGA rating system. The sigma is way too low. What does this mean? This means that the AGA rating system, if you guys actually read these documents, the AGA rating system serves to figure out your skill level. It does not. It's just there to figure you out. Okay. Now the problem is that it's too good at what it does, figuring out your ratings. So for Justin here, he has like 500 games. 480 games, and so the AGA rating system, as you guys can see, has figured him out, and therefore the AGA rating system is very sure of his current rating, and so he has a very, very low sigma value. Now, okay, that's all good and good. The AGA is very sure of Justin's skill level. For someone else like this guy, this is a professional player. He only played a few games. His sigma recently, and his sigma is very, very high. Look, the last tournament was 2012. He played one tournament in 2026. So the system is very unsure of his rating. So he has a very high sigma, and his wins and losses shifts him around a lot. Anyway, so that's good. That's all in good, but why do I say the biggest problem with the AGA rating system is that it's too good at what it does. The AGA rating system figures out your level of play, and so once it figures out your level of play, it does not adjust. Why should it adjust? It already figured you out, right? And so that's why we have players like in the last video we showed Jeremy as an example. Jeremy for many years have really tried to attain a 8.0 rating, and it's been super difficult. He would go 5-1 in a tournament and he would gain 0.02 of rating, something like that. And as you guys can see here, it's very, very difficult for Jeremy to gain rating 777, 778, 782, 790, 792. You guys can see here how this is really, the AGA rating system is really, really sticks him here. Jeremy has been doing quite well recently, so he slowly crawled his way up to 8 dan. And that's because Jeremy's sigma is very, very low. You can see his game records recently, and that's how Jeremy's. This is what you have to do to increase your rating with a very, very low sigma value. All right, and why is this the American Go Association's rating system's biggest flaw? It's because a lot of players have a very set goal in mind, whether it is to reach 1 dan or 1 Q or 5 dans or thank you, something like that. And therefore, attaining a certain rating can be a very strong incentive for players to go and play the game. Now, what happens if your rating sigma is extremely low? Like you'll be like where Jeremy was, and you'll play like 20 tournaments, you'll gain 0.1, 0.2 of rating. And then you have these new players like this guy. This guy, he played one AGA tournament. He played another one recently, but doesn't matter. He went 5-1, and all of a sudden he has an extremely high rating with a correspondingly relatively high sigma, of course. But you get these players who just show up once every 10 years or something, and they get very high ratings. Like if we do, no limit, everyone here has extremely high ratings, pretty high sigmas, and it's just the less games you play, the higher chance you have of getting the rating that you want. And that's because with relatively few games played, the rating system is not that sure of your rating, and it assigns a correspondingly very, very high sigma, which is your ability to move, or if something happens unexpectedly, the rating system updates its evaluation of your skill level. And so that's the biggest problem now. So a rating is a rating. I don't quite care. Why should the AGA care about players who have stale ratings who doesn't change? Well, that's because what we just said, a lot of players have a rating as a very incentivizing thing that they're trying to attain, and it's like for me, it's like the highlight of my life, basically, as a professional Go player. As you guys can see here, I am here. I have 466 games in the database, and Minju right below me has a similar, he has 100 and something rated games, but and then we see players with like 4 games, 7 games, 9 games, rating, you really do not earn any rating by playing more games. And so this is the biggest disincentivization of the AGA rating system. It disincentivizes players to play AGA tournaments, which is extremely bad, as we exist basically to attract as many players as possible. So hopefully we can have a rating system that also rewards players, or at least doesn't does not punish players for playing a lot of games, like what Jeremy has suffered throughout his late career. Anyways, we can't count on players like Jeremy to play so much and to have so much passion for the game and interest and participation. We can't count on this, so we gotta make the rating system at least movable, so players can gain back what they lose, right? This way, if you have a bad tournament, if you have if you start the AGA journey and you have a few bad tournaments, you have to win double or triple or multiples of what you have to win multiples to gain back your rating, and that's very, very hard. And that's because the first AGA tournaments, the system updates your rating swings very much, and then later on your ratings do not swing as much. Just as an example here, I am pretty sure the AGA ratings update and change based on the square of the sigma. Sigma in statistics is standard deviation, and sigma squared is variance, which is go to the ratings mass. I'm pretty sure it's sigma squared. And if you think about a player with a 1.0 sigma versus a 0.2 sigma, 0.2 squared is 0.04, and 1 squared is 1. That's a difference of 25 times. A 0.2 sigma player has to play 25 games or win 25 games to get the same effect as a 1.0 sigma player. So needless to say, this really does not help our Go tournament attendance for sure. There are several ways that this does not help. One, players like Jeremy, players who have the goal of improving the rating with a low sigma has a strong incentive to wait years, like wait 5 years and then play one tournament with a high sigma, get lucky and gain all the rating by the way, the sigma slowly increases with inactivity, because the longer you wait, the less sure the system is of your skill level. Can you imagine how that is a disincentive for Go players to play tournaments? I can play the tournament now, but that'll keep my sigma low. I'd rather wait 5 years and then play my first AGA tournament, win all my games, and gain 2 dots, something like that. So it incentivizes people to wait it out, and therefore to conclude, the biggest problem with the AGA rating system is that the AGA rating system is too good at what it does. It zooms in on the player. The sigma drops relatively rapidly, as all statistical measures do. And as you guys can imagine, the fix to this is also very, very easy. You keep the system exactly as it is, but you institute a sigma floor, so players' ratings have a minimum amount of variability. And that would solve all the problems that people have. If we had a sigma floor of 0.5, and I already know how this is updated and coded. You just have to change one line of code. A minimum of 0.5. You would you'll ensure a lot more participation. And so for one thing, if you have a high sigma with a high rating, you're disincentivized to play because you lose a lot of rating, right? Some people like to have a very high rating. For example, professional players would like to have a very high rating, so for one thing, it helps the so that's one way. And another way, a minimum rating, a minimum variability to your rating is good for Go tournament attendance. So they're talking about this. That's why we're making this video. There's no chance of offending anyone. Don't worry about that, guys. So good. What do you guys think? Leave a note. I hope you guys all win your games and that you do actually get rewarded for winning your games. And a sigma floor would totally work. We may set like a hard limit on the if you don't want to, you still get the players who have who just play a few games, who is able to have one good tournament and have a very high rating. So we still have that, but at least with a sigma floor, we are not punishing players who participate and play the game so much. Cool. Let me know what you guys think. And seems like the easiest fix to a most interesting problem that we have ever seen. And yeah, just do it. Don't worry about what these guys say. People say, yeah, all good. Okay, hopefully this they're talking about it, so I think this is in the works. Let me know, guys, and yeah, see you guys in the next video. The US Go Congress is coming up, so hopefully you guys all come to the Go Congress and earn a lot of AGA ratings points at the time. I already signed up. Look at me. This is great. All right, see you guys, and see you guys in the next one.